They've got some big catalysts, I think, in the works that are going to help with results in the near term and set it up for some big leverage gains in the long term.
Which stock are you looking to hold?
Well, I'm going to be holding Disney. I'm holding Disney. The stock price is down. Obviously, it's been struggling for the last couple of years, but we're looking at a CEO-led turnaround. The return of Iger is huge news for this business that's been gaining traction ever since he got back on board. They brought back the capital returns. That was a huge move. Right now, the parks are struggling, but they're still growing. Entertainment is growing, and streaming is turning profitable, which is really the big story this year. We're kind of in wait and see mode to see how the next couple of quarters unfold because consumers are under pressure, and there's certainly some pressure on the company's ability to grow and to profit. But they've got some big catalysts, I think, in the works that are going to help with results in the near term and set it up for some big leverage gains in the long term. Now, among those, the Wolverine and Deadpool movie did very, very well. So that's certainly going to show up in the next quarter's results. They've been opening a lot of new attractions and parks centered around Avatar and Indiana Jones, and some of the other hotter franchises. That should help sustain activity, if not growth, in the parks until the consumer rebound takes traction again. And then there are also some new films in the work. They've got Avatar and The Incredibles and Moana, which are all going to be driving results for this company later on in the year. Now, interest rates are supposed to fall soon, and that will be a tailwind, I think, for the business. It may be a year or more before that impact starts to show up in Disney's results. But again, with prices where they are right now, they're kind of at rock bottom. We have capital returns back in play. I think it's a good stock to hold.
If you've been to Disney recently, especially one of the theme parks, it looks like they're doing quite well. Those lines are never short. I do want to hear your opinion on that, Chris. Do you have a different take on Disney?
Well, I'm going to probably steal your thunder a little bit, Bridget, because Disney was the stock that I put as my sell, and I think that's where you're going next. But I'll just say I'm a little bit more bearish than Thomas is. I was excited, or I should say, I was optimistic about the return of Bob Iger as the CEO. I even thought that maybe the earnings report we saw a couple of quarters ago was a sign that the company was turning the corner. They may still be, but right now I'm struggling to figure out what the company's long-term strategy really seems to be. Right now, it just feels like a lot of it is they're relying on Iger and the idea of we're Disney and we've done it before and we'll do it again. And I'm hearing a lot of things like, well, we think this is going to happen. We hope this is going to happen. The company's struggling to get all the parts of the business firing on all cylinders. And I think the theme park is a really good place to start. Profits right now are being used to help get that streaming business up to a level of profitability. But there is concern, and the company stated it in their last earnings report, that demand for the theme parks is starting to show some cracks. Revenue from the division was only up about 2%, and that was at about 8.3 billion. And the operating income fell to about 2.2 billion. This income that they drive from the park is about 53% of Disney's total revenue, and Disney management reported that the next few quarters would be challenging for that division. So I don't know. The stock's down slightly for the year. It's trading down near 5-year lows. I understand that generally speaking, that means that the stock doesn't have anywhere to go but up, but it's more than likely that the company's going to figure it out. But right now, it looks like there's just a lot of faith, trust, and pixie dust going on, and it's just a pass for me.
So, Thomas, why do you think Disney has a chance to come back?
This is the house of mouse. I mean, they're struggling right now because there are some consumer pressures. Even with that warning, they still reiterated their guidance. They're still looking for growth. It's going to be tepid, you know. So I think in a couple of quarters, we'll start to see the company begin gaining traction in all of its segments at once, which will really help leverage its growth and its earnings.
We'll see if they can bring back that Disney magic.